When an international magazine called and asked, can we feature your daughters in our magazine? I paused. Then I prayed. Then I talked to my spouse. Then I asked them why, because I needed to know what the end game is. Then, after about 3 weeks of thinking it through, I said yes. I realized that being a pioneer, you do clear the path for others. It may be tough because you're the first person on the scene. You're the first person to make mistakes. You're the first person to meet the obstacles. You're the first person who has to come up with the solutions. The pathway may not be as challenging for those who come after you. And some may even ask you, what struggles are you talking about? Why did you make so many mistakes? Why did you find it so challenging? And they ask because they cannot understand what it would have cost you to clear that pathway that they can now freely enjoy. So answer the question when you feel that it's necessary to, because it might be the only chance they have to try and grasp some of what it costs you to be a pioneer, to clear that pathway so that they can then freely mosey on through. You know, my family grew up in a village, a small village, a tiny Caribbean island. And I didn't know anyone who was an international speaker or any speaker, as a matter of fact. I didn't know anyone who traveled extensively or lived, in many different places. I didn't know if the jobs that they held were their dream jobs or if it was just what they did to pay the bills. I didn't know any of my family that had even been featured in an international magazine. So my mom calls me the pioneer. She said I cleared the pathway for others to follow. I go into unknown territory and I let it become known so others will know what is possible. And I'd like to think that I am that for my kids. So I said yes to the feature in this international magazine. And I believe that we should not just tell our kids or anyone else that all things are possible, that we should live it. We should show them how a life where all things is possible is done and what it looks like. Let their beginnings be from an elevated position, from your most elevated position. Elevate yourself so that they can begin from a higher place. But most of all, let them know that their highest position is God's position. I am Belkis Clark Mitchum. And I don't just want to be the one to show my kids who are just my kids what's possible. I show others the life that everything truly